Kristie Lu Stout joined us now from Hong Kong with the latest on this. So, Kristie, no one can dispute her popularity at home, but Suu Kyi's international supporters are struggling to understand how this human rights icon can defend the indefensible. So, how does she propose to argue and defend her country against these genocide charges?
And that's the big question at this hour, because very soon we will hear Aung San Suu Kyi personally defend her country from these really horrific accusations of genocide against the Rohingya. And she is expected to repeat her government's claim that the military was conducting an anti-terror operation, that it was targeting Rohingya militants in clearance operations. The allegations were brought to the UN's top court by Gambia on behalf of the Organization of Islamic Cooperation. And on Tuesday, we heard from the Gambian Justice Minister, who told the court this: all that Gambia asks is that you tell Myanmar to stop these senseless killings. Now, its arguments are based on the findings of UN investigations. And earlier, we heard from the UN Special Rapporteur on Myanmar, Yanghee Lee, who described a very telling encounter with Aung San Suu Kyi. Take a listen.
I remember meeting her before the elections when she was just a parliamentarian and hoping to become the leader of Myanmar. After her election, she has been singing a different song from a different song sheet. And at the very end, she was telling me, when I was pushing her for the truth about Rakhine and how she needs to go to Rakhine to see what's really happened on the ground, she repeated the phrase like that she's repeated to others, whereby she would say, if you continue this UN narrative, you may not get any access to the country. That's when I was really appalled. So I really do feel that she feels that the military that her dear late father had formed can do no wrong.
UN Special Rapporteur on Myanmar, Yanghee Lee there. Now, Gambia will ask the judges to immediately bar Myanmar from destroying evidence and from taking any further action against the Rohingya. But ultimately, it is asking the court for justice to rule that Myanmar committed genocide, to bring justice to the Rohingya. Rosemary.
And Kristie, as Suu Kyi listened to the very graphic and many accounts of rape and murder in Myanmar during the start of this case, of course, how did she respond?
Yeah, Rosemary, it's hard to imagine what she was thinking when she listened to day one of the hearings. They were telling of those horrific atrocities of systematic use of rape, of murder, of torture. But observers have pointed out that this may be the first time that she had to listen to these charges at length. You know, we've heard from foreign diplomats and UN officials like Yanghee Lee, who say that Aung San Suu Kyi often cuts them off when they raise the issue with her. So, Rosemary, yesterday was her day to listen, and today, in a couple hours, she will speak.